velocity tables on that and see if we can see any tight couplets within that. Well, this is encouraging broad circulation at this point. I'll go back over to reflectivity, but we have a new tornado warning for Posey County. Covers St. Philip, Mars Township, right over the school. Of course, Highway 62 between Evansville and Mount Vernon, very busy thoroughfares. Delay your commute. Get in your tornado-safe shelter in Posey County. Mars Township, even the west side, you get out towards Broadway, and these locations could get extended over out to Hogue Road and USI. From Solitude, Parker Settlement, Wadesville, it's a tornado warning, just issued from the National Weather Service. Also, we have western stretches there of Henderson County, a tornado warning there. That's the cell. I'll put you back out into the home view, and we'll take a look at that and put a track on that. Look at these showers. We talked about out in advance of that leading line of showers. That's the most capable of producing a tornado. That's where the most energy is available, potentially with the supercell right here in Posey County. Also, stay in your tornado-safe shelter in Gallatin County. Also, a tornado warning. We mentioned these areas out towards A.B. Chandler as you work along the Henderson and then back Union County line, Point Township, right over. I'm going to just tighten that up just a little bit. We'll box this in. So if you're near Mars Elementary, even the west side and USI, get in your tornado-safe shelter. Additional storms back towards Crossville. I'm just going to work the radar out back a little bit because these storms continue to cycle in, generally working in from the west. New severe thunderstorm warnings for Henderson, Webster, Hopkins, then as you work down through Union County. But the greatest concern, Union County, tornado warning. Posey County, from Mount Vernon up into Mars Township. Radar indicated tornado warning. Tornado warning now covers Carmi, and now generally all of Posey County. We'll check in with Arden. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm checking in with the National Weather Service, again, checking for reports and things of that nature. So far, I haven't had any reports from the tri-state area, but we are seeing quite a few reports from areas just to our west where these storms have already moved through. So if we sort of zoom things out here a little bit, take a look at the wider view here. So when you look off to the west in portions of Illinois where these storms have already moved through, that's where we're seeing reports of pole barns, newly constructed pole barns, brand new construction that has been completely blown down in Goreville, Illinois. We're getting reports of power outages in Illinois and and several other things like that, and limbs falling on homes, things of that nature. And again, all of that is just outside of the tri-state, but these are the kinds of notifications that we're getting that these storms do have a history of at least some damage as they've moved through Illinois, and those are the same storms that are now moving into the tri-state. And it looks like this is a new tornado warning that just came in. That's what that siren was that you may have heard over my microphone just then. We have a new tornado warning for White County and Posey County. And let me make sure I get the details right on that. For White County and Posey County, we have a new tornado warning until 6 a.m. That storm is near Carmi right now, and it's moving east at about 55 miles an hour. So I'm going to zoom in a little tighter here. This is the storm we're talking about here. It's right near Carmi. It's moving east at about 55 miles an hour. So near Carmi right now, you need to already be in your storm shelter, and it's moving to the east. So New Harmony, Parker Settlement, Poseyville, you all need to be in your safe space as well. Again, this is a new tornado warning for White and Posey counties. That's White County, Illinois, and Posey County, Indiana. A new tornado warning. The National Weather Service did mention just a little while ago in the chat that I'm having with them something called storm relative helicity, this idea that the potential for spin-up tornadoes along this line is very high. So it's very possible we could see some quick tornadoes spinning up all up and down along this line as this cold front moves into the tri-state. So I would not be surprised if we see more of these tornado warnings issued. In this same area here, we've got several tornado warnings stacked on top of each other all along this line. So really anywhere in the path of this line of storms, you need to be keeping in mind the potential for tornadoes is definitely there, and everyone needs to start thinking about where they're going to go and what they're going to do, even if you're not currently in a warning just yet.
Let's go to Tanner real quick.
Tanner, I believe, has something to mention.
Let's go to the tower camera where we can see the rain. We can hear the rain on the west side of Evansville. So if you are in Evansville, start to get in your safe spot there. The storm is moving into the Evansville metro. As we can see, you've got a lot of lightning, a lot of rain involved. Byron, over to you with the latest on the warnings.
And we're concerned about that storm because it was out in advance of the main line overall and capable of being a supercell thunderstorm. So there's a lot going on. So let's just kind of go over the tornado warnings we have in effect for Carmi, White County, up to Crossville. Then as you work all areas there, as you work up to Posey County, Union, Gallatin, this could get carried over into Vanderburgh County, Henderson County, Webster, western sections of Henderson County, a tornado warning. And you heard from the National Weather Service, this will go until 6 this morning. So we're going to stay with these warnings until 6. Severe thunderstorm warnings for all of generally eastern Wayne, Edwards, and Wabash counties. Also Webster, Hopkins from Madisonville points to the west. These are all the warnings, but our greatest concern, White, Posey, Western Union, Morganfield, Uniontown, and Sturgis. Gallatin County, we mentioned you guys, Shawneetown, K through 12 in those areas, you need to stay in your tornado safe shelter. Here's a look at the radar. Arden mentioned along the leading edge, that's where we're going to see the damaging winds at 60 to 70 miles an hour along the squall line. Any kinks in the line overall, and that's where you can see that spin up tornado threat. So I'm just going to box this in overall, then we'll work the radar back. Let's check this cell here in Vanderburgh County. It's coming right through the downtown area. There should be a severe thunderstorm warning on. That's a nasty storm there with some lightning. So in Vanderburgh County, stay in your safe shelter overall. The National Weather Service is busy with all these tornado warnings here. Now covers Carmi, Emma, Illinois, New Harmony, generally Posey County, down into Point Township. Pretty good cell there. And then back through Uniontown. I'm just going to work it a little farther south down the line so we catch all the warnings overall. So if you're in Uniontown, Morganfield, they have extended this tornado warning out to about A.B. Chandler there in Corydon. Along the Henderson, generally Webster County line, Union County line, as you work in these areas, are susceptible to flooding. Shawneetown, right there being your tornado safe shelter. Within that line, winds at 60 to 70 miles an hour overall during that stretch, covering the areas there in Evansville up towards Vanderburgh County as well. So we'll work a little farther up to the north, New Harmony. We have severe thunderstorm warnings for Mount Carmel, Albion, and then into Grayville. There's a look at the tornado warning. So if you have a tornado, it would be right along Highway 69, right along that leading edge. Farmersville School, Mount Vernon, you get out towards Buffkin, Mars Township, and these locations. And then Evansville, McCutcheonville, we see some winds here, maybe estimated at 50 miles an hour overall. That's the latest. Arden, who have we heard from?
Well, I'm still checking in with the National Weather Service, keeping an eye on the chat there. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Obviously, the tornado warnings take priority, but we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning as well. This stretches a little farther north than our current tornado warnings. So this goes all the way up into Edwards, Gibson, Posey, Wabash, and White counties right now. And I do want to mention that that severe thunderstorm warning does include a good portion of I-64. So again, we want to emphasize that this is not a safe time to be starting your commute. The interstate is included in these warnings. So folks who would normally be traveling, especially right there along the state border, anywhere from Grayville out toward Griffin into Poseyville, that entire stretch of the interstate is included in a severe thunderstorm warning right now for the possibility of hail as well as 60-mile-an-hour winds. And again, just to the south of there is a tornado warning currently in effect. And as we emphasized, all along this line, we could see some areas where a tornado could easily spin up. So even if you're only in a severe thunderstorm warning, don't think of it that way, as being only in a severe thunderstorm warning. This is a line of storms you want to take very seriously. You do not want to be out driving in this. You want to be in your home, away from windows, in your safe space. This is a live look. Did you say Spencer in Poseyville? This is the live camera of Poseyville right now. Lots of lightning there happening right now. The rain has not quite reached them yet, but they are currently in the northern edge of that tornado warning that includes the northern half of Posey County. So there is a dangerous storm system headed their way. It's currently moving through the New Harmony area and the Griffin area, but it's moving to the east, headed toward Poseyville. So far, they're just seeing a lot of lightning light up the sky, but if you're in Poseyville, you need to be moving into that safe space. And again, we're still seeing a lot of people on the roads. I want to urge you that if you can, just stay home and wait these storms out, because these are packing some very serious winds as well as the potential for tornadoes. And so this is not a safe time to be on the roads right now.
All right, thank you. By the way, for the interceptor there in Poseyville, you have a few minutes, but we want to send a text out to those folks. They're going to need to get indoors until that storm clears. Not safe to be out from that vantage point in the interceptor. In fact, if you're heading out to North Posey school districts there, or into Poseyville, you get on those highways, Highway 165, Highway 65, they're not safe. That storm there, right along that line, any kinks in the line could be producing a tornado from Mount Vernon down into Point Township, into Uniontown at this hour. Western sections there out towards A.B. Chandler as you get out towards Court in those locations, up to New Harmony, up to about Grayville overall. I'm just going to widen the radar out and just give you a wide view overall of this line and loop the radar, because these storms are hauling off to the east at about 60 to 70 miles an hour. So along that leading edge, that's where we're going to see the damaging wind threat overall. And as we go in, we'll just box these areas in. We mentioned the areas there in Posey County, Carmi, tornado warning there, but I think the worst of it, stay in your tornado safe shelter. Just to be sure, those rates of rainfall have slid, generally pushing to the east now, the Wabash into Mount Vernon. Poseyville might need a new warning for Vanderbilt County. Arden, what do you have?
Yeah, I just got a new report in from the National Weather Service that I want to point out. They mentioned that someone has reported a grain bin is blocking Illinois 1 near Ridgeway. So again, this is where these storms are already pushing through. Ridgeway is now on the backside of this storm system, but this is the same storm system that has now triggered all of these tornado warnings you see sort of stacked on top of each other coming out of Gallatin County into Union and Posey counties. But they're in Gallatin County, in Ridgeway. Illinois 1 there, we're getting a report, is currently blocked because there is a grain bin down over the road. So again, these storms do have a history of causing damage. We have multiple tornado warnings, multiple severe thunderstorm warnings all up and down this line. But again, Ridgeway, Illinois 1 is currently blocked due to a grain bin that has been blown into the road, is my understanding. So back to you, Byron.
Okay, that's at Highway 1.
Yeah, Illinois 1.
Illinois 1, that's a very busy thoroughfare, Highway 1, so we're getting some verification of some damage. Posey County, a tornado warning. White County, also into Posey, down through portions there of Union County. Going to pan this down a little farther south here on the line of these showers and storms. So Mount Vernon, tornado warning there. Shawneetown, tornado warning there, generally from Morganfield. Stay in your tornado safe shelter. The heaviest rates of rainfall are going to be up over Uniontown, and I'm going to just tighten this up just a bit as you get areas from Mount Vernon, and then as you work up towards Poseyville. We already told our folks in the interceptor to get to a tornado safe shelter. It's going to be right up over Poseyville at this hour. I'm going to go back in and take a look at the base reflectivity overall. So you're seeing generally some broad circulation overall. We'll go back to base reflectivity overall, and we'll loop the radar and get you out into the home view. So along the leading edge, this is where we're seeing these winds overall. It's 60 to 70 miles an hour from Poseyville, Mount Vernon. Within that, a rain-wrapped tornado, which would be difficult to see. And so you don't want to go out and view these things. Stay in your safe shelter. Do not start your commute until these storms have cleared. You get into Fort Branch, these locations, the severe thunderstorm warning for you guys will put you back out into the home view overall. These line of showers and thunderstorms along this squall line. Generally from Fairfield and then back points to the west, the severe weather threats have tamped down, generally for areas there west of the White County line. Tornado warnings, we have them for Union, also Posey, and then as you work back through White County, Illinois, tornado warnings there on the board. We'll go ahead, we can query this warning overall and see if we have any new times or stamps on this. This generally will go until 6 o'clock this morning, so about 19 minutes overall. The National Weather Service will be making a call here on Carmi a little bit. It looks like the worst there is to the east of you guys. So if you're in Solitude, Farmersville, out towards the school, all areas there in Mount Vernon, out towards Hobby Lake, Point Township along that leading edge and out towards St. Philip, Mars Township, and even out to the west side. Of course, Vanderburgh County, we have a severe thunderstorm warning. We talked about that cell we were watching a little bit earlier. Additional severe thunderstorm warnings there for Warwick County, up towards Pike County there as well at this hour. And then we also have additional warnings extending all the way up towards Petersburg and Winslow. Pretty good cell there up over Petersburg at this hour. Carmi, and then as you work down to the east there of Harrisburg. But look where all the lightning is. I'm just going to tighten that up just a bit. Historically, where the lightning is along that leading edge of thunderstorms, that's where you could have potentially some damaging winds, a lot of electricity there from Mount Vernon into Morganfield. We'll go over to the velocity table one more time there. So this is what you're seeing here along that gust front, along that leading edge. The green's heading towards the radar, red outbound. So these storms are lined up. And you see these additional tornado warnings here for Posey, and then also back to White County, Illinois, and Morganfield along that leading edge. We're going to check back with, I'll look into Vanderburgh County there overall, and these storms are pushing off to the east at about 60 to 65 miles an hour. Arden?
Yeah, Byron, and we did just get a report that about 330 homes don't have power right now in Morganfield, so Morganfield losing power as these storms move in now. And for those of you who might be hearing the storm sirens in Evansville right now, again, we want to emphasize that this right here is why we do have a severe thunderstorm warning currently for Vanderburgh County that then stretches out into Gibson, Warwick, and Pike counties as well. But there is a tornado warning just to the west of Vanderburgh County right now, so that storm is headed our way, and it does look like they may have put out some new information. See how the look of that warning has now changed. I'm going to check in with the National Weather Service. It seems as though they are making some changes to some of these tornado warnings and canceling some of them to put some people in the clear while they're then renewing others. But we do currently have tornado warnings just to the west of Vanderburgh County. Vanderburgh County is currently in a severe thunderstorm warning, and I'm hearing now that EVSC is on a 2-hour delay. Is that correct, Tanner?
That's correct.
Okay, EVSC is on a 2-hour delay to give everybody time to wait out these storms. We don't want kids out at the bus stop as these are moving through. So EVSC now on a 2-hour delay to allow time for these storms to pass through. But we do currently have a severe thunderstorm warning for a large section of southwest Indiana. So if you're hearing the sirens go off in Evansville right now, that is because of that severe thunderstorm warning. But again, there's a tornado warning just to the west in Posey County also headed our way. So you need to be moving into your safe space. These storms are packing some serious winds as well as the threat of tornadoes. Byron?
Okay. Well, I want to urge you, we're going to stay with graphics 2 here for a moment. Get in your tornado safe shelter. Vanderburgh County, Posey, all these areas here, especially in Posey County here. You see the areas that are outlined here in purple. Posey County, a tornado warning down through Henderson County, western Henderson County, through Union County as well. Get into your tornado safe shelter. You heard Vanderburgh County running on a school delay for 2 hours. Stay in your safe shelter area. Tornado warning here in Posey County overall. And we're going to have the latest. We're going to have Jeff come in here and do some tracking. I'm going to check the feed here from the National Weather Service and also check in with our radio partners here. Send it over to Arden briefly.
All right, thank you guys. I did want to mention, there's the handoff, folks. Okay, so I did want to mention that the reason I mentioned earlier that we've seen this tornado warning change colors here, I was trying to sort through the information from the National Weather Service to get the details on that. It is because this is now a confirmed tornado warning. They're now saying that there is a tornado that has been spotted over Blairsville, 9 miles northeast of Mount Vernon, moving east at 50 miles an hour. So that's why that warning has now turned purple, is we now have a confirmed tornado warning for Posey County. So that is why that purple warning is showing up instead of the red. You see that change in that warning over Posey County. That is because that is now a confirmed tornado warning. So we really, really want to emphasize you need to be in your safe space if you're in Posey County. And I would encourage that in Vanderburgh County as well as the storm is moving to the east. I'll send it over to Jeff Lyons now. Jeff.
Okay, Arden and Byron, we're going to switch out here for just a little bit, give Byron a break, and he, of course, is still tracking with Arden, and we'll have updates from everybody here as we go. As Arden just said, we have a confirmed tornado now showing at Posey County. This will be moving across the Vandenberg County line. You see that notch there out just to the north of Parker Settlement here. That would be near Blairsville, South Terrace School, all in this region. And that part of the storm will continue to track to the east. What's our motion on these, Arden? It's about 45, was it? Thereabouts. But you see right here, this is 66 going out, Steerley Road? 50, okay. And as this moves to the east, that's going to be coming on into Vandenberg County here out to the south of St. Wendell. So let's do a track on this. Again, confirmed tornado here just out to the south of Blairsville. And as that comes to the east at 50 miles per hour, that's going to race across Vandenberg County here within the next about 30 to 40 minutes. So anybody certainly north of Diamond Avenue needs to be in safe shelter right now, in addition to all of you in Posey County who live along and just north of State Road 66 there. That would be between Blairsville, Wadesville, Parker Settlement, and then on down here to the Vandenberg County line. That storm was showing up pretty strongly there. We're going to check for debris. Again, around Parker Settlement, we are seeing a little signature here out to the north. That would be very, now to the east of South Terrace School. That would be right over here by Steerley Road. So that is moving along. We've got debris showing up on the radar right now. That is a pretty good confirmation of the location of that storm. I'm going to back that out one notch here so we can get a little better feel for the whole picture. And now we have a confirmed tornado warning. That is for all of Vandenberg County north of Diamond Avenue. Now, we don't really want to split hairs here. Obviously, if you're in South Vandenberg County, say you're on the west side here, downtown Evansville, you need to treat this like a tornado warning as well, as that will be moving in very soon here, within the next 15 to 20 minutes. In addition, we have tornado warnings down over western Kentucky, and that is also up to US 60 right now. These are radar indicated tornadoes, but as we showed you, as Byron was just showing you here a moment ago, pretty strong signature there out to the southwest of West Franklin, which is this is West Franklin, Indiana, Posey County, there along the river, just to the south of the A.B. Brown Power Plant. That rotation moving to the east as well, and that's going to threaten southern Vandenberg County and northern Warwick County, northern Henderson County too. Now we'll pull this out again using a 50-mile-an-hour speed, which would be about there, and you can see an arrival there. This again is rotation within that storm at Henderson at 6:01, so just about 10 minutes from now. Basket at 6:09, Newburgh 6:14, and Hebbardsville at 6:17. Again, this is for rotation in that thunderstorm that may be producing a tornado as well. Let's go back, though, to where we have the observed tornado there, and I know Arden and Byron are getting new information on that, and we're going to go back over there to the Weather Center in just a second. That storm that we were talking about has now made it up to the Posey-Vandenberg County line, so we're still out here near Parker Settlement. That looks like the spot now that it's in, and that warning now touches all the way into Ward County, so Elberfeld back to Chandler, and then that really strong notch. It's right here. You can see it just very, very plainly. And we were showing a little debris on there as well. Well, Parker Settlement, again, this is St. Philip Road now, so you're coming in. This would be like Vienna Road would be out here, Harold Man Lake, and then on down Diamond Avenue. Anything north of Diamond Avenue, if you're in Vandenberg County now, you need to be in shelter, but particularly the areas I'm mentioning right now. Let's look back at debris because we were showing that, still seeing a signature here, that green right on the Vandenberg-Posey County line, possibly where that tornado is. Also, we're still showing a bit of a debris signature there out to the south of Parker Settlement there, near the intersection of St. Philip Road and Indiana State Road 66. So a couple of things here very concerning. One, of course, is it's very early. The sirens have been going off here for quite some time, but if you know folks in those areas, you need to give them a call and get into shelter. That's the main thing right now. These are confirmed tornadoes that we're seeing on the radar. We got another warning coming in right now. We're going to check in with Arden for some new information on that. Let's look at the overall picture here. Of course, the tornado watch continues until 8 a.m. for the majority of the tri-state. Now, not surprising given what's moving in here. The cluster of storms, or the line, now goes from Webster County, new tornado warning there, and then up to Henderson, Union County, and on into Vanderburgh County. We will zoom in tighter now on western Kentucky and kind of work that line north to south. And we need, Arden, we're going to go to Arden with better image there of the Parker Settlement tornado, but I do want to alert everybody now in western Kentucky from Dixon here in Webster County. We're now into eastern Union County, so down here from Sullivan, Sturgis, and then on up toward western Henderson County. That would be Corydon, Smith Mills, and then right down US 60 and to the east. This is where we're seeing the greatest threat for tornadoes to spin up right now. It looks like we've got another notch showing up in here. Let's look at that strongest one first, which is down here in Webster County. This is out just to the west of Clay, Kentucky, and based on this motion, I think we're still on here. There we go. Okay, yeah, we lost our power here for a second. As you see this circulation right here out to the west of Clay, that's going to move to the east at about 50 miles per hour. So, yeah, and our phones are also going off here too. Those are tornado warnings for Vanderburgh County, I believe. We'll do the quick track on that right now, and we're looking at an arrival here in Clay of 5:55. That's 2 minutes from now. Vanderburgh, this is Vanderburgh, Kentucky, at 6:08. Slaughters at 6:19. Arden.
We are getting a new tornado warning now. Initially, the warning was only for the northern half of Vanderburgh County. There's now a new tornado warning issued for Evansville proper. That's why all of our phones just went off. The station is now under a tornado warning as well. I did want to mention that there are tracking 2 different areas of circulation in Vanderburgh County. This bright spot you see
Okay, I think our audio is back up. I'm hearing myself right now. And if that's the case, hopefully we can get back out there on the chroma key wall. Okay, guys, so stay put. Everybody that is still in shelter at the station, you stay where you are. As long as we can remain on the air, we will do so. And for those of us here in the studio, we are ready to make a hasty exit if we need to. But for the crew there, we've got Jamie and Tanner are in the shelter right now. And Byron, okay, you got it, Byron, but we still don't have the chroma key. Go ahead, I'll run the radar, you talk.
All right, tornado warning in Evansville, also for Coffee County. The worst of the storm is right along US 41, points to the east. Heads up for Boonville, Chandler, Newburgh, Yankeetown, all of Henderson County, tornado warning. Morganfield up to Uniontown, tornado warning. Dixon down into Clay, Wanamaker, Seabury, tornado warning. Areas there in purple, so you're not misguided. That means a tornado has been verified, either from the National Weather Service or a spotter report. Arden, what do you have?
We have a new tornado warning for Pike County and Gibson County there to the north there. That also includes the northern edge of Warwick County. And I do want to mention, we talked earlier about these storms have a history of producing damage. In Ridgeway, Illinois, we're getting reports from the public that there is damage over several blocks there in Ridgeway where these storms have already moved through. So again, these storms have a history of damage, confirmed damage, and we do have a confirmed tornado warning in Vanderburgh County. So this is a situation to take very, very seriously, Byron.
Arden, new tornado warnings for Princeton. And then as you work out towards Oakland City, Barton Township, Mackay, covering Gibson County, out towards Douglas Station in Francisco. Winslow, areas there just south of Petersburg, but Pike County, stay in your tornado-safe shelter. Get there right now. Also, Boonville, Chandler, Newburgh, western stretches there of Warwick County, even if you're up towards Tecumseh, Elberfeld, those locations. All areas in Evansville, in Vanderburgh County on the Indiana side, but you guys still have a severe thunderstorm warning. We haven't forgotten about you. Tornado warning for Dixon, down through Clay, Wanamaker, Seabury, in portions there of Webster County, down through Sturgis, in southern stretches there. All areas there in purple overall, virtually generally a tornado emergency. It's been confirmed overall, and these radar indicated tornado warnings along this leading edge of storms. Get to your safe areas right now. Evansville, Henderson, the worst on the radar, down through Dixon and Clay. We have new severe thunderstorm warnings for Spencer, Warwick counties. Covers Dale down into Rio and Rockport. Heads up, stay in your tornado-safe shelters because you guys could be upgraded overall to a tornado warning. Some new development there just south of Calhoun, Evansville, Vanderburgh County. The worst of that storm, kind of astride the Evansville as you work down the Vanderburgh-Warwick County line. Highway 62 over to Chandler, Boonville, points to the west, up to Alberfeld. Princeton, Petersburg, Winslow, a tornado warning for you guys, even clipping areas up towards Linville, Stendal, even out towards St. Henry as you work up through northern stretches there of Warwick County. And then that's just that area we were just talking about, just got extended over into Dale. Areas here in purple, Tennyson, as you get out towards Santa Claus, St. Mymrid, all areas here on Highway 62. Get to your tornado safe shelter immediately. Down into Boonville, Hatfield, and then into Christie, and then into Dale. What these purple polygons represent, even into New Boston there as you work along the Anderson, along the Perry, Spencer County line. New tornado warning. We were just talking about you guys here along that leading edge, right up over Heritage Hills, Santa Claus, as you work back through Gentryville. Into Vanderburgh County, if we have a tornado from St. James, Elberfeld, as you cross over into Warwick County, areas there in purple indicate a tornado warning. Right along that leading edge where you see these peach colors there around his spinning core, these damaging winds could make it down to the ground here along the Stacer, Elberfeld, Hopstadt, right along points there east out towards McCutcheonville in areas to the east. Now the correlation coefficient, if you can see it, if any debris being hauled up into the air, includes Chandler and then into Newburgh. So if we have anything generally for where you see things that are dissimilar on the radar, we don't use this very often, but right up over Alberfeld, it's about 9 miles north there of the airport. You get into McCutcheonville, out towards Melody Hill there, and then Evansville out towards the north end. Newburgh, Chandler, from Sharon Elementary, as you work down through Newburgh Elementary, out towards Castle School District's tornado safe shelter. We've got so many warnings here. Please stay in your tornado safe shelter. You might have an important job. It's just not safe to be on the roadways. Most mishaps when folks are away from their homes will happen while you're in your vehicles. Wait till these storms have cleared. Down through Henderson, Hepherdsville, tornado warning for you guys. Be in your tornado safe shelter. Arden, who we've heard from?
Well, we're still working on gathering reports from the National Weather Service. Not getting a whole lot of reports in the tri-state just yet. Hopefully that is because everyone is in their safe place sheltering right now as these storms move out, and it's safe to do so. If you come out of your safe place and you do see damage, please report that to us so we can pass that along. But hopefully everyone along and ahead of this line is in their safe place right now. I do want to mention these new severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued. In those, the National Weather Service is mentioning the potential for 70 and even 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So in addition to the several tornado warnings we have all up and down this line, they're also mentioning the possibility of 70 and even 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts along this line of storms. I'm going to send it back over to Jeff Lyons. Jeff.
Okay, thanks, Arden. And again, out there now, of course, we have that storm coming in. You can see the lightning on the horizon. And by the way, everybody is safe here at the station. We can come back out of the shelters here now, and we will continue our coverage as we've been doing here. Byron, Arden, and I will be with you here for the whole thing, of course. Byron's been here quite a while already, and Arden too. Let's look first of all at our biggest concern here, where you see these stripes. Those are confirmed tornadoes, and as we look at the velocity right now, really strong notch out here just to the east of Elberfeld, and that where that bulges out like that, that's heading toward Greenbrier, Hart Township here, and out just to the north of Chandler. We're talking about northern Warwick County here, by the way. Let's check that for debris again, and as Byron was saying, you look for things that are dissimilar there along the line, and you can see some possible debris aloft. This would be out to the east of Elberfeld now. That would be Nittany Hill, and then a little bit farther to the east, moving up here towards State Road 61. So if we look at that in a little tighter view, you're going to see State Road 61 over here. There's Greenbrier, Turpin Hill. Holder Hill Road would be another landmark. Stanley there in the north, and then Millersburg Road. So basically, this will be right up to State Road 61. That's in Warwick County in about 5 to 6 minutes or so. We're going to go back to the big picture here. So many warnings right now on the board and so many confirmed tornadoes that we need to just kind of break it down step by step. First of all, the newest information there, the newest warning to the north does include Pike County as well as eastern Gibson County right now. And as we look at the wind signature, this is strongest out to the south of Mackey now. So that would be along State Road 57 and then to the east. And then right here near Hart, that's the most concerning thing that I'm seeing on the radar right now.
Just west there of Linville, Jeff.
Yeah, okay, yeah, near Linville. And as we go up here a little tighter, that signature right in the middle is the strongest that we're seeing right now. Let's go back here to velocity, and you can see it right here. Let's get really tight on that for some landmarks. And remember, this data, as good as it is, it might be a few seconds old here. So along State Road 61 now, that's between Boonville and Linville, basically, anybody along State Road 61, and then on out here, you got Folsomville
near the
Road
Boonville
next.
Country Club, those areas.
Yeah. Come on out here. I mean, you could do it, really. We've got a lot of wind coming in here, too. We really haven't talked about that aspect of it, how strong they are. As as Arden told you, 75 to 80 mile
Jeff,
per hour
it's that
winds
leading
possible.
edge.
The leading edge is where we've got the greatest concerns now. And even on the radar here, which is very good data because we're close to the site, we're registering here between 70 and 90 mile per hour winds. Arden.
Yeah, Jeff, we do have some reports starting to come in from Evansville now that that storm is starting to move out of Evansville and into Warwick County. I do want to mention that the National Weather Service is pointing out there are at least 4 circulations showing up in that tornado warn line that's moving into Warwick County. So the possibility for multiple small tornadoes all along this line. But I do want to mention these reports. We had a report of roof damage to a house on the west side of Evansville about 10 minutes ago. And the Evansville Vanderburgh County Emergency Management Office also reporting they took a hit of some sort and have some roof damage there. They're currently doing an assessment to check if there's any other damage there at their location. So we are getting reports that there was at least some roof damage in Evansville as these storms move through. We want to reiterate you need to be in your safe place. If you don't know what that means, the green area is highlighted here. So basement, the best place. If you don't have a basement, just get to the lowest level of your home, first floor, don't be upstairs. And you want to be away from windows in an interior room, like a closet, a hallway, maybe a closet under the stairs, or an interior bathroom. You don't want any exterior walls, no windows. You want to be as into the middle of your house as you can get as these storms are moving through, as they do have a history of damage and confirmed tornadoes along this line. Jeff?
Thanks, Arden, for the update there. And as Byron and I were conferring here just a minute ago, we've got a lot of school delays in place right now, too, obviously, with this system moving through. We just got a new sweep here on the radar. So Turpin Hill, now where we're seeing the strongest wind. This is in Warwick County, by the way. Some debris aloft possible there along State Road 61. And then we still have tornado warnings in Vanderburgh County and in Henderson County, too. We're focusing more on the purple one here with the stripes in it. That's an observed or confirmed tornado. That has basically moved out of northern Vanderburgh County. So northern Vanderburgh County, you're part of that warning in the clear. Evansville proper here also, the worst is to our east now. So I would give the all clear anybody west of Highway 41. Warwick County, a much different story, though. These storms continue to move into Newburgh there in the south, where we have a tornado warning in effect, and then all the way up through the county. And you see that lead edge out there. That's really the most concerning thing. As Arden told you a moment ago, and Byron was confirming just a couple seconds ago, 80-mile-per-hour winds here possible along the lead edge of this system, which is meandering now and heading toward Boonville. So if you're in downtown Boonville, you should already be in your basement right now. State Road 61, same thing, and anybody east of that.
Tennyson, Begonia Springs, those areas.
Yeah.
Highway 62, safe area.
Exactly, yeah. Northern Warwick County here going out toward Begonia Springs, so that would be down here on 62, and then giving an early heads up here, places like Tennyson, Heilman there, Loafer Station, and Folsomville Road is really the lead edge now of where that's going. Let's loop around here now to Jamie and Tanner, and Byron perhaps too. We've got school delays, and we have power outages too.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Let's take a look at our closings right now, because we have a swath of them that have just come into the newsroom. So this is East Gibson schools. I'm not going to read them all, but some of our bigger localities here. East Gibson, EVSC is in this as well, MSD of Mount Vernon, Warwick County schools too. I want to show you as well some video that we just got in, and this is from Union County and Morganfield. So our meteorologist, I'd love for you guys to take a look at this. We've got a lot of wind and a lot of rain associated with the video that we just looked at here. So take a good listen and good watch here. You're going to see a lot of lightning, and you can even see some of that rain moving sideways. And Byron, you indicated that could be an updraft there, a very prominent updraft.
One of the clues, if you have horizontal rain, it's being fed into an updraft. Some of the other clues, if you have hail, you have a well-developed updraft. Obviously, the component there, the particles of the wind there is leading in, and kind of the fuel tank leading into the updraft of the storms. So these videos, if it's a safe vantage point, are invaluable, helping us match up what we have on the radar.
And this makes sense because we just had all of those warnings move through that area, the Union County area, and it looks like that storm is now trekking off to the east, Jeff.
It is. Thanks, guys. Let's go back to the radar here for a second and get you up to date on where things stand right now. Of course, no change on our tornado warnings with that dangerous wind line now moving past 61 and up to Folsomville Road. We were looking at this both off air, and I'm going to show you here on the air. We have locations in here that are indicating winds upwards of 90 miles per hour, and those are straight line winds. However, you could get a rotation in here as well. Really, at these speeds, it's irrelevant whether it's a tornado or not. These are dangerous, deadly winds that are now moving across Warwick County. And if you're out ahead of this, if you're in Tennyson, Heilman, Lane, Selvin up here to the north, Dagonia Springs, that basically it's a wall of wind, and it's going to push in very rapidly, and you're going to see tree roof damage and things like that. We don't want anybody injured in this, so you got to get in the basement. If you're in a mobile home out this way, you might have a minute or two to get to a safer place, but your time is running out very quickly, and you need to do something now, which would be get to the safest place you can find under the circumstances. Really just an unbelievable number of active tornado warnings and confirmed tornado warnings here across the tri-state, especially right here at the morning commute here, the morning rush hour, people trying to get out and start their days, but this is going to be kind of an ongoing threat. Vanderburgh County now in the clear, even though you're still seeing a warning there. That storm has moved out of Vanderburgh County, so all of Vanderburgh County can get out of shelter, but east of us now, from Owensboro all the way up to Winslow, we have a continuing line of severe thunderstorm and tornado-producing storms that's marching to the east here. Let me put that into motion, and then we'll do some more tracking here and get Byron back out here. We have the biggest concern, at least just looking at it here, and I can confirm with Arden and Byron, looks to be this portion of the storm, which is up now moving into Tennyson at this time. And so if you're in those spots, and let's go ahead and give the heads up here for northern Spencer County, Heritage Hills, between Dale, Gentryville, and down to Chrisney, and then on over to Santa Claus, Mariah Hill, Lamar. If you're hearing any names that sound familiar there, you need to be, this is as good as a tornado, if not a tornado, embedded within this line right now. But those are some intense winds coming in right now. Byron, you're no stranger to this area up here either. You want to give a little insight?
Yeah,
on what's
Jeff,
happening?
we have reports, so we're going to send the Interceptor out that if you're at US 41 and then Interstate 64, there's some damage there, so it's unconfirmed overall, but as Jeff mentioned, if you're in Tennyson, right near the elementary school there, tornado safe shelter. Gentryville, you get out towards Heritage Hills, Santa Claus, Lamar, Highway 245. Christie there, out towards Newtonville, Highway 70. That's very busy there at the plant during this time of the day. You get up towards Selvin. If this holds together, Highway 62, Mariah Hills, you get up into Dale. Even up to the north there into Forest Park, school districts there, Brettsville Junction, if this holds together. Where you get these segments that bow out, get any kinks, it's turning counterclockwise overall. And within that, you can see a tornado, a rain-wrapped tornado that will be very difficult to see. We saw that from the pictures that we saw earlier down in Union County. It's rain-wrapped. These are high precipitation environments overall, Jeff, where it's impossible to see. We don't have dry lines typically out here. Very difficult to see, even though we'll be transitioning into the benefit of daylight. But right now, you do have to be careful.
Yeah, and we talked about that earlier this morning at about 12:30, I think it was, at how if the cap broke in the atmosphere, everything would explode. It has. And now, as it marches to the east, we still have that tornado warning in effect for Warwick County. So we're going to give a little more attention to that, especially as it moves across northern Warwick and Spencer County. So we're talking about areas from Dale down to Chrisney along 231, and a little more intense portion of that line is right out here in Warwick County. Remember where we've seen that bulge in there? That's right at Tennyson, Loafer Station, Heilman, and we'll be moving into northern Spencer County here. So Gentryville and then on up to Dale. It looks like we have a new tornado warning just below that one that came in, so we're going to check that as well, and that includes actually that would be southern Spencer County. So from Crisney down to about Rockport is where we have that warning right now.
Okay, tornado safe shelter, Crisney Elementary, those locations down to Rio and Rockport and Spencer County. It's one of our longer counties that run north and southbound. Tornado safe shelter. The worst part of that storm right up over Tennyson that holds together, heads up there for Ferdinand, Du Bois County, even up towards Spurgeon and Holland there in Duff as you work out towards about Huntingburg Elementary. If that's generally pushing off to the east and northeast overall, tornado safe shelter. Boonville still included in that overall, and back through Tennyson.
Yeah, let's mention really quickly that, as we said, there's definitely the threat of tornadoes here, but obviously straight line winds as well. A note from the National Weather Service just now mentioned that the straight line winds may be pushing 100 miles an hour in northern Warwick County and into northern Spencer County, which is what you're looking at on your screen right now. That big bright kind of peach colored spot there right along Tennyson and to the north of Boonville. That's where we're seeing the strongest winds, but it is possible we could see some straight line winds. So even if there is not a tornado, this would be extremely dangerous. The possibility of straight line winds as high as 100 miles an hour moving through Warwick and into northern Spencer County right now. I believe we have some new information from Jamie French. I'm going to toss it over to her now. Jamie?
Yeah, Arden, this was something you just mentioned to me as well. We are hearing reports of a house trailer that flipped on its side. This is on Cottingham Acres Road in Union County. At last check, I do believe, this is not confirmed, but I do believe the people that were inside are out.
Okay.
Lots of trees down, lots of houses damaged there in Union County. Where you're getting some reports of places across Evansville as well.
If we can take the iPad feed full here. This is from Owensville. We've got this, clearly the storm has knocked down one of these street signs here. Another thing that we're taking a look at is some of the tree damage that we've been getting into the newsroom. This was from Evansville. Clearly a lot of wind. You could see the tree in this case is over this car, so it's fallen on top of this car. Again, this is going to be what we've been hearing about all morning, Byron, a lot of wind associated with these storms. We also know that we have some new warnings into the newsroom just now.
Yeah, these trees get snapped. Sometimes they get snapped about halfway up because the winds are higher as you go aloft through the atmosphere. And see, as we look from our tower cam, still some lightning in the atmosphere here. Most of the lightning, that's lightning flashes across the sky. But if you're in Spencer County, up over Tennyson, we want to give equal time to all these storms. We've had a rash of tornado warnings. But if you're in Spencer County, in Tennyson, and then as you work out towards Crisney, down towards Rio and Rockport, if you're down towards 231, Highway 70 up in Newtonville, that's busy near the plant during this time of the year, just outside of Crisney, a radar indicated tornado warning. This is the vantage point here. If we can go back over to Doppler radar, and so we've had reports up along, and we're sending the interceptor there to US Highway 41, Interstate 64, some trees down. You guys are doing great so far with all these tornado warnings. No reports of any injuries so far. So you guys are staying in your tornado safe shelter. Well done. Keep up the great work. Look, Dale, that storm is right up over you. They're in St. Henry. Boonville points to the east, Highway 61, 261, Rio in Rockport, right up over Crisney. You get out towards Heritage Hills, Christie Elementary, Boonville from about Oakdale Elementary, points to the east. I'm just shouting out the schools because a lot of folks are familiar with the area school districts. Winslow, radar indicated tornado warning there from Winslow as you work down towards Coe. In Spurgeon, these locations, a tornado warning. Arden, who have you heard from?
Well, I was just checking in with the National Weather Service. They, as we've been talking about, very busy issuing several tornado warnings. I do want to zoom out just a bit and point out that the tornado warnings for western Kentucky have been allowed to expire, but there is still a severe thunderstorm warning that stretches back through Davis, McLean, Hopkins, and into Muhlenberg counties, as these storms could still be packing some very serious winds in western Kentucky. But the main concern at this time is in southwest Indiana, as you said. We have multiple tornado warnings now, with the newest ones just issued for Du Bois County and then stretching east into portions of Perry County and Spencer County as well. So we are getting new warnings coming in now, as these storms still certainly pose a tornado threat. We have had reports of damage, so these storms are confirmed tornadoes. Some of them, they have a history of causing damage as they move through other parts of the tri-state. So if you are in any of the locations that Byron just mentioned out ahead of this line of storms or currently under the gun right now, you definitely want to be into your safe space. And it looks like we are getting a new severe thunderstorm warning issued right now. That includes southern Perry County, Hancock County, and northern Ohio County. Again, the tornado warnings have been allowed to expire for western Kentucky, but you could still be at risk of seeing some very strong straight-line winds in portions of western Kentucky. But the greatest risk is right now the multiple tornado warnings that we have in southwest Indiana. Anyone all along 231 right now needs to be in their safe space, and areas to the east of 231 be headed that way as well, as these storms are moving your direction. I'm going to send it back over to Byron.
All right, Arden, that newest tornado warning. So if you're in Huntingburg, Jasper, as we go back to Doppler radar, we're going to go back over to our Graphics 1 package overall, a tornado warning. So if you're in Huntingburg and points to the south, down towards Forest Park, these locations overall, a tornado warning from Huntingburg Elementary down through Southridge, Ferdinand, as you get up on the hill there in St. Anthony, up to about Birdseye, covers areas here south of Jasper, Birdseye. Then as you look from Jasper, Huntingburg, Highway 64, also US 231, Brettsville Junction, these locations. If you're on Interstate 64 and you're hearing us simulcast on our radio partners, W104 WIKY radio, get off the interstate, get to a tornado-safe shelter. A restaurant, there's plenty of restaurants up there at exit 63. Then as you work back through the Holland exit there, get to a safe area there. These are look at the tornado warnings. They include Pike County now, from Winslow, points down through southern stretches of Pike, Spurgeon Co., Stendal, these locations. The newest warning still covers northern Spencer County, down through about Chrisney, and then Rio and Rockport. Severe thunderstorm warnings for Davis County, kind of along Highway 56, West Louisville, Sargo, points to the west there of about Highway 56 as you get out to the bypass there, and then into Madisonville. These are severe thunderstorm warnings. As Jeff and Arden indicated, these severe thunderstorm warnings can pack winds there at 70 miles an hour. So we'll go ahead and take a look at some of these warnings as you work down through Tell City, Jasper, Huntingburg. These are tornado warnings, especially in Warwick County for areas there of Boonville. Points to the east overall, we have tornado warnings there on the board. Additional information there on the bottom portion of your screen. We're going to check in with Tanner. Are we seeing any damage reports? We're checking in with Tanner and Jamie.
We are getting a lot of damage reports, and I'm actually just pulling them up through what we've been getting through our Facebook page. And this is from Henderson. You can see a lot of the lightning coming through here. This is something we've been telling you guys all morning is going to be associated with these storms. A lot of wind and a lot of lightning. So again, this is North Henderson County. You can see that lightning in the background there. I would assume this was probably about 30 to 45 minutes ago as we had those storms roll through Henderson County. Let me see if I can get up another one here, and we are getting a lot of reports here. So this would be apparently a report. Let's see, smoke coming from 41, and we are also getting a report here. Let's see, some more video. This is from Sturgis, and Sturgis, we understand, has a lot of damage right now. We've been getting a lot of reports from Sturgis. Let me see if I can play this out and see what we can see. Lots of lightning again is what we're seeing. And you've actually, Jamie, been keeping tabs of some of the reports coming in through Union County. I know there was possibly a report of a mobile home on its side with people still trapped inside. I understand those folks might have made it out okay.
Yes, that's on Cottingham Acres Road there in Union County. Also keeping tabs on a house on State Road 130 North, hearing that possibly the front of the home has been ripped off. Last we heard, someone was trapped inside, but I do believe at this point now that they're okay. Also, trees falling on a trailer on State Road 109. So a lot through there, Sturgis area, you know, along State Road 109. So.
This is a video you're looking at from somebody that sent this in from Sturgis. And it makes sense because this does look like a very strong portion of the thunderstorm that went through there. Again, that was a tornado-warned storm at one point this morning. That warning for Union County has cleared, by the way. Again, let's play that one more time. Lots of lightning associated with this storm. And that line is still rolling through right now, moving through the eastern portion of the viewing area right now. Jamie, you were actually talking with the sheriff over there in Union County, and we were trying to request an interview to maybe come on the air, and he is just swamped right now.
Yeah, I do believe if you're in Union County at this point and you do have some damage, your power is out, things like that, the 911 service, their dispatch is they're overloaded at this point. There's a lot of things down, a lot of people who maybe can't exit their home because there's trees in front of their homes or things like that. Just hang tight. The 911 service there is working on it.
All right, this is a live look on Highway 41. This is our 14 First Alert Interceptor. Actually, this might be Interstate 69. We are looking live, appears to be toward the storm, so towards the southern end of the viewing area. And again, a lot of lightning still, which indicates there's a lot of energy still built up within these systems, Byron.
Yeah, we're gonna hold the interceptor off, but it's just kind of working behind the back edge of the storm there. But you see all the lightning as we're looking along Interstate 64, just passing through the Cynthiana exit, headed towards US 41. We had reports of some damage along Interstate 64 and then US 41. No reports of any injuries or anything like that, but we're going to take a look at the damage part there of the equation. Look at these tornado warnings. They're going to just box a few of these in. So if you're in Spencer County with these areas here, also the latest warning from southern Du Bois County, also Winslow down into Stendal, Huntingburg, the worst part of that storm, that's that storm that Jeff was tracking right out of Tennyson. So if we have a tornado, it'd be from Holland, from Dale, out into St. Henry, Highway 68, 161. So if you're hearing us here on Interstate 64, get off the roadways, get to a restaurant, into a safe area overall. Moriah Hill along Highway 62. I'm going to just pan the radar up, and then we're going to catch the storm as we work down into Santa Claus. Areas here, Santa Claus, a tornado warning there, kind of running along 245, get out towards Lamar, the school there, 245. Newtonville, very busy there. Highway 70, that's just east there of Christney Elementary, just east there of the elementary school, in Opie's Restaurant that sits right there in Christney, and then into Rock Hill. Grandview, looks like you're in that tornado warning there as well. And then as you work through Rio and Rockport, down through the school districts there, do not get in your car and head to the north up towards Christney. A tornado warning. Now, as you get into Richland along 161, looks like the core of that storm has pushed off to the east. So once the National Weather Service is very busy, they'll get caught up. They'll drop that part of the warning. Let's work it up into Christine, so into Newtonville, then we'll go over to the velocity tables here in a moment. What we'll do is we'll remove the rain, and we'll take a look at how the rain particles are moving with respect to the wind. So we just mentioned Lamar, Santa Claus at 245. You get up towards Heritage Hills, Buffaloville, which sits right here, Holiday World, Gentryville, Newtonville, right here just from Christney. If we have a tornado, it would be rain wrapped, difficult to see heading out towards New Boston. You have the Anderson here, if it holds together, could get into Perry County there as well. I'm going to leave the velocity table there because that helps tell where we can verify a tornado using Doppler radar. These are tools we didn't have just a few years ago. So if you're in the Grandview there and then into Rockport, he's out towards Newtonville, wherever you see these peach colors here, that's where that core of damaging winds would be located, up through Lamar and then into Santa Claus. I will work it up into Ferdinand. These are what I would call broad circulation overall, but again, 231 up to about Huntingburg, Jasper up towards Celestine. You guys have a severe thunderstorm warning, and I'll send it back over to Jeff and Art.
Okay, thanks, Byron. We got a lot of reports coming in now, trees over roads, things like that. We have a report from a viewer of a tree across Stringtown Road, just north of Stringtown Elementary and south of Christ Road, house wind damage as well. That came in here at, that was at 6:24, so just about 6 minutes ago. Haley Kirby, I don't know if we had this or not, was reporting a tree down at Old State Road and Darmstadt Road, and both are blocked in several locations. So we have that issue. The interceptor is up. That looks a little bit like I-64 to me. She's probably heading toward toward Highway 41 there out of Posey County. Other damage reports coming in now. This is from Steve Mailing, reports from residents in Farmersville. Trees down, power lines over the highway toward Farmersville. That would be State Road 69 in Posey County. And Arden, we really kind of need to focus for the people now that are getting up, starting their day, on what not to do when they go out and encounter all this damage.
Yeah, so for those of you that are on the backside of the storm system and are in the clear, you're maybe getting out and starting your day, still use a lot of caution as we are worried about downed trees and limbs and other debris in the roadway. There could be some down power lines out there, which you want to be extremely careful of, and there may be some flood water over the roads behind these storms in some locations. So even if the storm has moved past your area, as you're getting out, starting your day, on your commute, be very careful. There could still be some dangers along your commute even after these storms have moved through, as many of them have left behind damage. And speaking of damage, Tanner Holbrook has some new photos just into the newsroom. Tanner?
Yeah, a lot of what we were talking about earlier this morning was the storm coming through the Posey County area about an hour ago. So through Parker Settlement, anywhere there through New Harmony. This picture that you're looking at right here is from Parker Settlement. This massive tree was blown down, and you can just see it laying across this ground here. So let me get over here. So that was from Jenny in Parker's Settlement. Let me get over to this, if I can tap on this. This is from Phil in New Harmony, and you can see some damage apparently to a mobile home. And this is what we talk about all the time, that mobile homes just are not safe in these sort of storms. Again, lots of damage. I can't really tell or make out what that is, if that is a portion of a mobile home or if that is just some maybe sheet metal that's come off of there. But again, a lot of damage reports coming in right now. And of course, we've had some damage reports across other areas of the tri-state too.
I do want to mention in Evansville, there are several roads that are, if not entirely blocked, mostly blocked. We know that East Mill Road, large tree blocking traffic in both directions right now. We're also keeping an eye on Darmstadt Road, Old State Road, and yeah, Darmstadt Road as well, Baseline Road. A lot of those roads right there have trees, if not in both directions, where it could possibly block traffic. So like Jeff and Arden were saying, you know, you need to be careful in the morning commute with the trees that are possibly down the wires as well.
Yeah, and we're actually still getting more reports in right now. I have a report of power lines down at Green River Road in Kansas in Evansville. So extreme caution in that area. And we're also getting a report of some utility poles down in Chrisney, Indiana.
And in Mill Creek Estates, a mobile home, actually it looks like a maintenance shed here based on the picture, was damaged. No injuries reported. That was through Evansville Watch just a moment ago. But that's out at Mill Creek Estate. So that would be northern Vanderburgh County. Several reports, obviously, as you're saying there along Stringtown Road. Let's go back over to Byron there. Radar is still pretty red hot there in Du Bois County now, up around Jasper and east.
Yeah, let's go into St. Anthony. If you're just east here of Huntingburg, up there on the hill near the church, you get out towards Snellville, Birdseye, Highway 64.